This is Film Trigger.
Derpy Gaming says, hello, friends. I'm here for quality content. Well, you came to the wrong channel. There we go.
That's very good.
Except for the fact it's George Clooney's Batman.
So by that logic, George Clooney is the best live-action Batman we have ever gotten.
If Justice League 2 isn't announced in 2022, I will shave my hair bald live on air.
Streaming from Studio 47, Film Trigger's Drive-By News begins now. What up?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Film Trigger. My name is Stevie Cade. I am your host with not the most. I'm just a host. Hi. I'm one of the hosts. Seth is the other host. He's also part of Film Trigger. How you doing, Seth?
Pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Monte, how you doing, my man?
Fine. Got to live long enough to see all my favorite franchises become horrible, as usual.
Oh, well, good. Good way to start the show off strong with some optimism. I love it. Seth is here, Monte is here, and you are here with us as well. Man, we got a few things to talk about. Seth noticed that I wasn't going to talk about a few things. I think you brought up a link.
I got a link. I have something else that I can read off of, but I tried to get the link ready. The article is so unbelievably long, and all of it is spread out, and I don't know where it is. All the information is. So
it's like a CVS receipt.
I can read. I can read off a little breakdown of what happened in the article.
All right. Well,
sorry.
I was going to say, anybody who's watching, you may have noticed we have a new intro where we included Monte and changed some of the aesthetic, new background. Digital background, the thing behind us here. All custom made Film Trigger originals. Before we were kind of using other people's stuff. But now we're moving on to more original content. That's what we need, original content.
OC as fuck.
Our new rom-com sitcom is going to start this Friday. No,
Saw 3 in theaters Friday.
Saw 3, the moment I saw you. Yeah. It's the new.
Do you want to play a game?
The sequels, I don't play games. Yeah. Wow.
Oh God. 50 Shades of 50 Shades of Grey, but it's with Jigsaw.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's not even go down that rabbit hole. Let's change the mood here a little bit, gentlemen. There we go. All right. Film Trigger about to bring you some content and new news. I don't know. I need to stop doing that.
New news.
It's not new news. I mean, it's fairly new news. We weren't here on Monday because I had to take care of something. But yeah, we got some news. We got some stuff. You guys ready to jump in?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, before 2 seconds before we do, so I just want to make sure that everyone out there in the digital world who's watching us, we would love to hear your opinions, your thoughts. Please talk to us in the comments section below. Ask us questions. Give us your opinions. Show us that you're an asshole. Show us you're not an asshole. That'd be awesome. You can also, in case you're listening to us in podcast form and want to chime in but don't want to text and drive, I commend you, number one. So we have a new avenue. You can give us a call live right now at 740-527-3447. Please don't be a douche if you're going to call. Thank you very much for that. Yes, and also, since you're watching us, if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and share. All right. We're done with the obligatory stuff. Let's jump into some actual news that we have. We're going to start off with Netflix lays off 150 employees after massive subscriber loss. Now, Monte, you and I kind of talked about this backstage a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You thought there was another reason they were firing people. Can you explain that real quick?
Seth kind of knows about this too. Apparently, a lot of their employees, as we've heard before, with recent, well, not so recent, but for instance, Chappelle and his stand-up stuff. Some of the more, I guess, progressive members of the Netflix staff do not like hearing things such as this. So Netflix basically said, well, hey, if you don't like our content, maybe seek some other employment. And yeah, I mean, that makes sense. If you're allergic to cookies, maybe you shouldn't work at a bakery.
Right. That's a fair assessment. Seth, I didn't know you knew about what Monte had just said. Can you give us a little bit more on that, or did he pretty much cover it?
I mean, he covered everything.
All right, cool. But that's not the reason why they fired everyone, right?
Well, they haven't fired anyone. I'm that was just more of like a, hey, look, we're not dealing with it, so fuck off.
Yeah. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. Okay. So Netflix, I didn't know about that. I didn't hear about that. So thank you, Monte, for sharing. But this is a little different. Netflix has laid off 150 employees after massive subscriber loss. Now, I do have their quote here, and this comes from this is a quote from Netflix to Deadline. And let me get my reading voice, which sucks, by the way. I suck at reading. Our slowing revenue growth means that we are also having we're having to slow our cost growth as a company. So sadly, we are letting around 150 employees go today, mostly US based. These changes are primarily driven by business needs rather than individual performances, which makes them especially tough as none of us want to say goodbye to such great colleagues. We're working hard to support them through this very difficult transition. Okay. So I'm just going to say this. Let me pull this down. I call bullshit. I call 100% bullshit. I think this has another integral reason behind it. And I think they're using this soft, fluffy kitty version of a goodbye just to cover their tracks. I don't think this is true at all. And I'm going to be honest with you. I made this card last night and I did my research for it last night, but I didn't come up with that opinion until this time when I reread it. For some reason, this time when I reread it, it hit me differently. And I'm like, wait, that just sounds like a whole bunch of bullshit. Yeah. Seth, what are your thoughts in reading Netflix reasoning for letting go 150 people? 150. Listen, when corporations go through massive losses, they don't lay off 10 people. They don't lay off 20 people. They don't lay off 200 people. They lay off thousands of people, right? Right? Yeah. To make up the cost, because we're talking billions of dollars, and they just save themselves yearly, maybe 500,000 if these are well-paid people. Well, maybe a little bit more than that. Let's say 3-4 million. I don't know the numbers behind it, but it's nowhere near to cover the cost of what they're going through, and that's why I think this is bullshit. Seth, what are your thoughts on what we just read?
I mean, I've seen companies lay off people before, but like you said, it's always a lot more. So, I mean, I don't want to come out and say this is just a straight up lie, because I don't really see why it would be, like, why are they lying about firing 150 people? But I mean,
lying. It's not necessarily lying as much as just bending the truth a little bit. I'm not saying, and I don't know if they are. This is just what popped into my head.
So what I told you was true from a certain point of view.
It might be, now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe you got into my head, Monte. Maybe
what I'm saying is, like, maybe it's a little bit of a mix. Like, maybe they're just more cleaning house because of their lowering revenue. Yeah. And not to mention, like, pretty much every time they ever release a trailer for a new show, like we haven't talked about it yet, but the Resident Evil series got a trailer.
Did it?
Oh, dude, they're getting roasted so bad because of it.
Oh, yeah,
honestly, I think Netflix should just give all of their creative, just everything, to their Korean subsection, because they just keep producing fucking banner after banner. You got Squid Games, and then The Kingdom, and then you got fucking the new one, All of Us Are Dead, where they actually take a a weird high school drama and instead make a compelling zombie horror story.
Yeah, I see. I don't know anything about that franchise. I haven't watched a lick of content from anything that they've produced with that franchise, so I don't really follow that too much. But I'm glad you have insight on that. Real quick, Jimbo did say they did it again. LOL. I was just talking about my layoff from them on one of the last episodes. Yeah, I remember that, Jimbo. My Netflix hate is justified. They always do weird shit behind the scenes. Yep. Jimbo, thank you for chiming in. Yeah, Jimbo was a person who got fired from Netflix, or laid off or what have you. And Jimbo and I were also in a little short film. Was it just one short film, right? Yeah, we were in a short film. If you get a chance, awesome. YouTube the Reuben. You get to see a dead Jimbo on a card table.
I thought it was like the origin story of the sandwich.
No, it's more of a Pulp Fiction-esque sort of thing where the Reuben is just like this lame narrative that we're talking about, and but it has nothing to do with what's actually happening in the skit. So listen, Monte, I'll send it to you.
Oh yeah, I dig it.
But
it sounds like a political kind of when I say political, I mean, not left or right. I mean, like whenever some politician goes on screen and politically correct our taxes are about to go up, he says it. Oh, these are trying times, and that is why I am about to fuck you all over.
Yeah, man, a politically correct sort of statement, just to kind of like cushion the blow, and also make Netflix not look so evil.
Yeah.
Now listen. We're not saying this is true. We don't know this. But from what Monte was telling me of them telling their employees, oh, you don't like it, then go somewhere else. And then Netflix coming out and saying, we're going to let go 150 employees because of our multi-billion-dollar hit. This little drop in the bucket, this drop of water in the ocean is going to save our company. It's an unfortunate sacrifice we have to make. And then our friend Jimbo joining us saying that he got fired or let go from Netflix, and they always do weird shit behind the scenes. I'm calling bullshit on Netflix. I listen. I apologize to the people that lost their jobs. Hopefully, they can collect some unemployment or what have you. But I just wish companies were more transparent. If there's one thing that I am goddamn sick and fucking tired of when it comes to Hollywood in general, it's the fact that it's full of corrupt people constantly lying and abusing other people. And it's like the Achilles heel of something that we all know and love, right? It's when you hear about all these things that go on behind the scenes, like, and I'm not even going to go down any of those rabbit holes. So it's for another show, but it's just, there's always something sinister. There's always a man behind the curtain, pulling the strings. And it's a really disturbing issue of something that we all love, because we love the content that movies bring us,
Yeah, unfortunately.
But Netflix lays off 150 employees after massive subscriber count. I'm sure it has nothing to do with how much did they spend on the Knives Out deal, Seth? Do you remember?
Like $450 million or something.
No, nothing. Not a big deal.
That sounds like 150 employees' salary right there. To be honest with you.
That's all right. They're the writers of Black Summer.
Oh boy.
God, what a horrible series. Sorry.
I never saw it. So is that a Netflix original?
Yeah, so they say.
Netflix
it's based off The Walking Dead. Totally original.
Oh, okay, I got you. Just like Knives Out is going to be a Netflix original, even though it's a sequel that wasn't Netflix's to begin with.
Well, technically, the sequel is a Netflix original.
Right, but the franchise in general. Which brings me to our next topic here that I want to discuss. It still has to do with Netflix, but since Netflix is going through this huge debacle with losing massive subscribers in a year that they were projecting to be millions, and like in the good, they ended up being 200,000 subscribers, like losing. So one of their many ditch efforts to help save some money besides firing a whole bunch of employees is that they are toying with the idea of releasing Knives Out 2. It may release in theaters before streaming. Let's see a little quote that we got from the Wrap here. It says the platform is now in talks with major theater chains such as AMC in hopes of striking a deal with them for a 45-day theatrical release before Knives Out 2, amongst other titles, hit streaming. Now, Seth, maybe you can help me out with this because I'm not 100% certain. Has Netflix put out a movie to theaters before it streamed, like a Netflix original?
Not for 45 days. That's a full theatrical release.
Right.
Not for a full theatrical release. They've done like 2 weeks before, but nothing like this.
Okay. Yeah, I believe because when I make these cards, I have to like edit it down so there's not too much wordage in there.
Yeah.
But I believe they did say that they were that the 45-day theatrical release was a new addition to the deal. So yeah, that's a very good point. Do you think this is a good move for Netflix, Seth? Do you think it's going to make them more money? Because it seems to be. I think it's working for the other platforms right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why this wouldn't work, especially if it's releasing in theaters before the streaming service. Like, if they were putting them on at the same time, then no, this would be an awful idea.
Right.
But they're doing 45 days before it hits streaming, so I think it's gonna work fine, especially with this movie because the first one was really popular. So,
Derpy Gaming, I'm here for quality content. Derpy, I don't know if you noticed the new intro, but I included your comment on the new intro. It says I'm here for quality content just because. Oh, well, I appreciate you. Yeah, you son of a bitch. No, I appreciate your enthusiasm. Thank you, man. I appreciate you chiming in and watching us. Now, give us your thoughts, Derpy, on Netflix losing all this money, firing 150 employees. Is that the real reason? Because they want to save money from their $1 billion loss, and now they're moving Knives Out to theaters. Let us know your comments in your thoughts in the comments, please. Thank you. All right, now back to the main topic. So, kind of lost my train of thought there. Thanks, Derpy. But Monte, the Knives Out 2 release in theaters before streaming. How do you feel about that? Do you as a guy that I know you can't make it to the theaters very often? Right. So, like, does this piss you off more? Like, you're like, oh man, I was really looking forward to that.
I do. It's okay. I wish that they would do it for, honestly, some of their other movies. Well, yeah, but honestly, it kind of turns me off a little bit because that's one of the reasons that, honestly, I give Netflix a good amount of credit sometimes. Is just because some of their original movies, unlike some of the other streaming channels, are actually pretty damn good. Some of them just come out of nowhere and they're really good, or at least pretty damn enjoyable. Obviously, there's some awful ones like Bright, which was, thank God that isn't getting a sequel, but that movie made me believe in God because I'm like, oh, thank God it ended.
Oh man, listen, Bright was up and down with me. When it comes to Bright, like, I could see it. I could see what they were going for, but at the same time, all I kept watching was Suicide Squad with different people, except Will Smith was also in it. But it was like the same story of Suicide Squad because David Ayer did both those movies. It was like copy and paste the same
quality
thing.
Writer, totally. Yeah, no. Honestly, I wish that, I kind of want it to stay the way it is, but I get it. The first Knives Out was popular for some reason, and they want to make money, and that's all right.
Did you not like the first Knives Out?
I thought it was okay. I think Ryan Johnson's kind of a douchebag, so he's very self-contrived a little bit to me.
What did Ryan Johnson do?
Besides shit on a whole franchise.
I was about to say The Last Jedi is what Ryan Johnson.
Well, did he even do that though?
Yes, he did.
And
then J.J. Abrams, who is a whole other fucking story, tried to fix it with making a somehow worse movie. And he's like, if you guys thought that was bad, watch this.
Hate the artist, or hate the art, not the artist.
Whatever. Hate the player. Hate the player, not the game. Whatever. These are just excuses.
Kind of like
players make up
to see the Andy Warhol museum. Found out that he kind of sucks as an artist. That was pretty big.
Derpy Gaming says, I watched Knives Out for 5 minutes, then turned it off. Ouch. Seth, are you
told you
Knives
the bad
Out
guy
hate?
was in the first
Where's
5
this-
minutes.
Knives Out hate coming from all of a sudden?
I don't know. I loved Knives Out because
I thought it was awful, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, oh yeah, Captain America's the bad guy. I was like, what? How do you know? It's like, because he's being nice. Like Ryan Johnson always does this. He's like, I'm gonna subvert your expectations because I'm so fucking smart. And he's like, no, you're not, dude. He's a wannabe Alfred Hitchcock, man.
He wasn't nice though.
No, he was a dick. Which I mean, I
He's
get
a
it, but he
murderer.
was being nice to the main person.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And listen, to be honest,
That's just my personal opinion. That's it. And I get it. It's not popular. I know that. But any director who openly mocks a fan base for not liking the content that he makes, I just feel like if you can't stand by your own art, and instead you have to attack. He did when the hate for The Last Jedi started coming out. He's like,
I do remember.
Oh, these fans just don't know what they're talking about. I know Star Wars better than them. Fuck them.
Oh, well,
Like,
he's paraphrasing, I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
Listen,
I don't speak that well of douchebag, so unfortunately.
Well, I do my very best to separate the director from the film. I really do. When it comes to movies that are directed by people I don't necessarily like,
Paul Anderson.
Well, like an example of this would be like, oh, this is gonna be a bad example. But like I love Avengers. I love the Avengers movie. I don't care that Joss Whedon directed it, even though I can't stand Joss Whedon as a director. Like I hate the guy.
Fair enough.
But I love the Avengers. And I love Age of Ultron. I think the Avengers and Age of Ultron are my 2 favorite MCU movies. Are very close to it. So with that being said, so I like to take away the directors from the movie and just watch the movie as it is, and they're like, man, great movie. How the fuck did he come up with that? But with that being said, I think Knives Out is a great movie. But I also love.
I do like it. No, hold on. I don't like the movie, but I do like what they were trying to do, creating kind of a noir, kind of murder mystery kind of thing.
Well, yeah, because we need stuff like that. Sometimes we need a Clue-like movie. A movie that doesn't take itself too seriously, but it's still fun and interesting and does bring you into the story a bit. And that's what I really liked about it. But other than that, now it seems like Netflix could be bringing this to theaters for a 45-day theatrical release.
Good for them.
Which, I think it's a great idea for them. I think it shows they see that they're in trouble and they're not scared to evolve.
Yeah, it's a smart business move, honestly.
Right. Because even though they're the leaders of streaming, they don't want to fall into the other movie delivery platform that they destroyed, the Blockbuster realm, where Netflix went to Blockbuster and said, hey, we want to do this new streaming thing. And Blockbuster said, no, thanks. Physical media is not going anywhere anytime soon. And then 2 years later, Blockbuster is dead. So I think they're kind of learning from Blockbuster's mistakes, ironically, and basically just saying, okay, you know what? We need to change things up. These other platforms are doing movies that are going to theaters and then coming here. That means drawing the crowd from the theaters to their streaming sites. That's what they need to do. And also, my personal opinion, they need to start advertising their stuff because they don't barely. I don't know when a new movie comes out unless I read it in the trades, and you don't see trailers for it very often. You don't see promotional pieces very often. I think those are major areas of opportunity they need to rectify. Real quick, Jimbo says, I like Daniel Craig better than I liked him in any of the Bond movies. Yeah, he was very he's like, I don't know, he's like that really cool uncle. You know what I mean? Like, man, here's Uncle. He's being so serious, but Jesus Christ! Like, can you pass the salt? Where is the salt? Who took the salt? Let's find this murder mystery. He's
the uncle you want to molest you.
Oh,
sorry, gotta go dark. He's a really cool uncle.
He's the uncle you want to molest you. All right, welcome to Film Figure, where we're not afraid to go there. Did you like Daniel Craig that much, Jimbo? Okay.
Nobody's that straight.
Okay. All right. So, with that being said, is there anything else you guys want to add on to this before we move on to our next thing here?
Yes.
Go ahead, Seth.
I'll say this. Derpy Gaming, Monte. You can hate on Knives Out as much as you want, but we got 2 sequels coming.
God damn it. Yeah.
So, I mean, at least they're going to be good. Like, y'all didn't get any good Star Wars sequels.
Totally.
Wait. Did you
just like there were so many good Fast and Furious sequels.
Well, there's not going to be 10 Knives Out movies.
Well, let's hope not.
Did you just
what?
threaten them?
It's like, yeah, we're going to make 2 sequels.
Oh yeah? You thought that was bad. We got 2 more.
No, I didn't threaten anybody.
Did sound threatening. It's like,
I didn't threaten anybody, though.
I think one of your
there is a such thing as a wrong opinion.
That is true, yeah.
No, I'm kidding, obviously.
Derpy says, you take that back. It's the director's fault those movies are shit. Hey, movies are subjective, Derpy. They really are. I do, and I'm not ashamed. All right. Well, you guys go at it in the comments section. Well,
for the
we
Daniel
move
Craig
on here.
thing.
In round 1, ding, ding, fight. Okay.
I like it.
So the next thing that we're going to bring up here is a movie that Seth's not going to give a shit about. But Monte, I'm curious to see if you've seen this movie and what you thought of it, and the fact that they're going to do a reboot of The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it'll be great.
Without Sean Connery. That was my best Sean Connery. I do have a Sean Connery joke for you. It says Sean Connery got really upset every time he. Okay, hold on, I gotta remember the joke. Sean Connery would get really upset every time he tried to teach his dog to sit on the floor, but every time he commanded him, he would just poop. Do you get it?
Shit there.
Yeah. Shit.
Nothing's better than him playing a Spaniard who lived in Japan in, what was it, Highlander? Where he's a Scotsman, but he's also a Spaniard.
Right.
What the fuck was going on? He was great, though.
Yeah, and 007, being, working for the Queen of England and all that, but also a Scotsman. Yeah. So, yeah, there is going to be a reboot for The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The new film of The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is an active development at 20th Century Studios. That's Disney now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's part of Disney. All right, cool. Seth, do you know anything about The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? Have you seen any of their stuff? And
nope.
or the one movie rather that they came out with?
I have not.
Do you give a shit?
Not really. Like. I've honestly never even heard of this franchise before today or yesterday when it was announced. Like,
right.
Sorry.
They're like basically a bunch of interesting characters from older kind of media.
It was like a mashup before mashups were mashups.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like the Justice League before Justice League. It was, the Avengers before Avengers.
Because the Invisible Man,
Dr. Jekyll, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. There's all these stories that you've heard of, but they all come together for this League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. So, yeah, which I actually didn't mind the first movie, or the movie that came out. It wasn't great, and if I rewatch it, I might have a completely different opinion about it now. But when it came out, I wasn't really all that into comic book properties or movies or anything like that. So it was a little fresher to me than maybe most, but I didn't mind it at all. But apparently it was so bad that Sean Connery went into retirement because of it. So let's see here. Derby Gaming says they'll make it like Phase 4 of Marvel and the sequels for Star Wars for this gen audience.
What does that mean?
Probably.
What are you referring to? Are you referring to the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen or Knives Out?
Probably the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I would assume.
Maybe.
They might. Listen, I don't know much about the property, to be honest with you, so I don't know what the lore or the deep-seated, whatever is about.
I think that they could maybe do something fresh, and I mean, I'd like to think that they'll try something fresh and still do, both. But I'd like to say that they'll do something fresh and maybe they'll make it something new and exciting, but
Well,
probably not.
we hope so, but we hope that with most movies, and for most movies, that's not the case. It's like, hey, we're just going to retread this, the Batman, the Batman. With that being said, all right, well, League Extraordinary Gentlemen reboot is coming out. Yippee! I'm excited. I don't mind reboots. I don't whatever as long as the movie's good. I'll give it a chance. I'm not going to hate on it or say it's going to be terrible until I see it. So, or at least see the first trailer and then make a judgment of whether it looks like shit or not. So, okay. So this next one, okay. So when this was first announced, I was pissed. I was super pissed. But I've kind of had a change of tune the past couple of days. Married with Children animated revival.
Oh no.
Okay. Have you heard about this yet, Monte?
I have not heard. This is the first time I'm hearing about that. Why are they doing that?
Okay. See everybody, this is a genuine reaction.
It will not work now.
A genuine reaction. See, that's what I thought too, Monte. That's what I thought too, that Married with Children animated revival will not work. Oh, that sounds cringy, but before we get to our opinions about it, let me just read this real quick. It says, Married with Children is finally returning with an animated revival series. This news comes as a shock, but offers some pretty unique options for the dysfunctional 90s family. See, that's the part I wanted to play into, is because the more I started thinking about the Married with Children animated revival series, the more I started thinking of what the opportunity could be for something like this. We could pick up right where we left off with them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because listen, it's been a while, and the actors, especially Ed O'Neill, was older when that show was on. He's in his mid 70s now.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's getting up there, but like when you do a voiceover for the cartoons, you're stuck in whatever generation, century, age they want you to be. With that being said, they could make this work, I think. Animated is not what I wanted. Fuck no. This is one of my favorite shows of all time. Like, I love Married with Children. But they could make this into a very almost something better than Family Guy, but in that realm of things. And that's where I'm going to put that. But having the entire cast come out and play their original characters does add to that. Seth, I know how much you love Married with Children. I know you grew up on it. Please.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Give us your opinion. I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
I mean, obviously, I did not grow up with Married with Children, but like, I like you said, I was weirded out at first. I was like, animated.
Yeah,
like, that's a weird route to go with this.
It is,
but like, I don't know. You think of shows like Family Guy or The Simpsons; they're all about dysfunctional animated families. So you could, and like I said in the thing you read, there's a lot you can do with animation that you couldn't do in live action, especially now. Some of the actors are a lot older. So I mean, I think this could work. I mean, maybe it'll come out and it'll be horrible, but I don't know. It's intriguing.
Yeah, it is intriguing because it's going to go one of two ways. It's going to be really bad or really good.
Yeah.
There is no middle of the road for this, in my opinion. I don't think there is. I don't think anyone's going to be like, oh, it's okay. No, you're either watching it because you love the show and you're going to love this cartoon, or you're watching it because you love the show and you're going to hate this fucking cartoon. That's it's going to go one way or the other. Monty, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, I'm going to say I don't think it's going to work. The reason for that is just purely with Al Bundy. Okay. This guy would not, no fucking way in a million years, exist now on mainstream television. There's no way.
Right.
He sits there and openly mocks larger women at any time. Oh, straight up say like, oh yeah, no, if I don't have shoes that come in that weight size or weight class, like he's a dick, man, but he's hilarious. And it's not for the faint of heart. And so when you guys mentioned like Family Guy or The Simpsons, right? What I think of when I think of dysfunctional families and animated shows, I think of F is for Family with Bill Burr, right? Now that show did a good job of being, one, just insanely offensive, but not in a way where it's like, offensive just to be funny. No, it was more like a satire of that time, right?
Right, which might
so
be
I almost
here.
wonder if that's what they're going to try to do, and if it's with the original comedians, then yeah, I think that they can do that. But
well, Jimbo kind of shares your opinion here. He says, "Have you ever went back and listened to Al Bundy's joke compilations from the show? Those jokes wouldn't fly nowadays, and I doubt that they'll have the balls to keep the same tone. But I'll be optimistic."
Yeah,
no, you're right, Jimbo.
Completely.
But I see this, but I raise you guys something here. Because what's another show that would have no chance of, even more so than Married with Children, it would have no chance of existing today, and that would be, All in the Family.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
All in the Family with Archie Bunker, right?
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't work. Except they did that revival live show where Woody Harrelson played Archie Bunker, Marissa Tomei played Edith Bunker, and they had famous actors come in and do it as almost like a Broadway play. It was done live on national television, and it was a freaking hit. And they did all the same jokes, but they did it, like you said, Monte, in a satire. I think maybe this animated window might give that satire that they need to make this successful. I don't know, but
I hope so, man. Like, honestly, because it is a great product, and it is a product of its time. However, and like, I lived in Chicago, so it was awesome seeing Lakeshore Drive in the opening credits of that show and being like, oh yeah, I've been there. But it felt like home, honestly. Like, so it means a lot to me. It means a lot that show in general,
Yeah.
So, do I think it's gonna work? I don't know, but I hope so. That's the best I could say.
Yes, we can all hope. Derpy Gaming says, married with more than 2 genders. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm done. I'm done. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's see, that would be a joke that they would use in the 90s.
Just think of the characters, all right? You have the hot daughter, who was played by Christina Applegate, who, by the way, is still hot. I don't know how she did that. Probably a vampire like Tom Cruise. And then you have the son, who, what was he? He was a horny little teenage boy, like every one of them are. And the whole time he's just trying to get laid, and he's hitting on everybody. Again, is this gonna work? Who knows? But we'll see.
Did you just throw up, Seth?
No, I sneezed.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking about Christina Applegate.
And he's like, yeah. See, how interesting would it be? And I know they wouldn't let it do it unless the person was actually transitioning, but even bringing back one of the kids as a, somebody's transitioning from, one, to another, or identifies as, asexual or something like that. That would be an interesting take, but it'd be something that I would love to see if they could approach a situation like that.
With Al Bundy's mentality.
Mentality, and make it funny and instead of offensive. I don't know if it's possible.
I don't think it's possible. No,
I don't know. Listen, man, never say never. Nothing is ever impossible.
Al Bundy is the type of guy who would like, oh, okay, and then he goes upstairs and shoots himself. He's like, I'm not at home in this world anymore. And
he wouldn't do that. Al Bundy's too much of a fucking coward fat. He would just do what he always did, pretend like he shot himself on the head on the couch.
He wanted it, believe me. You could see that in his eyes.
Did you miss me with every bullet so far? Yeah. Classic Al Bundy line. All right. Okay. I did not prepare for the next part of this.
Interesting thing, while we're waiting for you to do that. One of my friends talking about the Ted Bundy thing that came out on Netflix a while ago. He accidentally called him Al Bundy. So then I just had images of Al Bundy going around California and the Pacific Coast. It's like, hey, bitch, you need some help with your car? It's like, who the fuck would let him help out? Sorry.
No, my imagination just went off on that. Like, I started thinking about like the possibilities of that crossover.
Ted Bundy and Al Bundy are related.
Hey Ted, I got a favor. This wife of mine, I need you to take care of her. Seth, before we dive into these trailer breakdowns. Was there something that you wanted to add to our drive-by news that I
yeah,
forgot to add in?
yeah, I had it up and then I closed it because we did. No, I have it now. I have it back. So you want me to cover this real quick?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Hold on, let me create a banner for it. There we go. Perfect. Star Wars news. And I know that's not very elaborate, but that's okay because there's a lot of Star Wars news. They covered almost everything coming out in the future.
Jesus Christ.
Now,
okay.
A lot of it is just what I have is just a quick thing about it. You know, it's like a little one sentence roundups of it. I'll start with the big thing though, so we can just get it out of the way. They've said they're not going to recast characters anymore. They've said that Solo taught them that was a big mistake. You know, that was their biggest mistake, was recasting characters. So, show of hands, who thinks that these recast characters ruined Solo completely? Exactly. Nobody.
Yeah, like,
I kind of do. I kind of do.
But they were great in the roles, though. Like, Alden Ehrenreich was really good as Han Solo, and especially Donald Glover as Lando.
Yeah, honestly, I think they missed the point of why Solo failed. Solo failed because everyone was so angry with the assassination of characters from The Last Jedi.
Yeah,
everyone was just like, movie, "Oh, fuck you!"
And they had just come off of The Last Jedi, so that they had that not going for them. But it's like they're acting like Obi-Wan doesn't come out next week.
Right? Yeah,
that's a recast character, and they're out here like, "Oh, recast characters do not work." This show is starring recast characters: Obi-Wan, Vader, Uncle Owen. Who knows who else might show up that's going to be recast? Like. And nobody's complaining about that, so I don't think that the recast is an issue, like, at all. I can kind of see some people saying like, oh, you know, maybe it's a weird route to go, but I'll say this: between their two options, recasting is the way to go, because their other option is their weird CGI monstrosity AI voice, Luke Skywalker that they had in the Book of Boba Fett.
See, I don't mind that.
It's weird,
as long as they have the actor's permission, it doesn't bother me.
It's kind of like that uncanny valley thing. That's why it bothers people so much. It's because
the
it looks
uncanny
real,
valley.
but we know it's not. So
right.
it fucks with your eyes.
So is the Hulk. I mean,
what?
No, it looks real, but it's not. Is my point.
Well, yeah,
but the Hulk isn't meant to like.
Nobody in the real world looks like the Hulk. Even Mark
Ruffalo. Like, the Hulk isn't meant to look exactly like a human.
Real.
He's meant to look like a giant, big green monster. When you're trying to recreate a human,
hey Seth, someone's at my door. Can you kind of continue your conversation and jump into the comments for a moment? I'll be right back.
Yep, all right.
Fucking weirdo.
But yeah, I don't think the recasting is the problem. Like,
no, I think they're out of touch, dude. Like they're like not willing to accept their own kind of fuck ups.
I know people were upset that they were recasting Han Solo, but once the movie came out, people liked him. You know,
I like the dude, honestly.
Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo and Donald Glover as Lando were not the issues with that movie. Also, I want to bring this up because Jimbo is showing a raise of hands. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think that ruined the movie, then yeah, but. I mean, I don't think that's the problem, and I think going the route of making them just CGI is not the way to go. I'd rather them recast the characters. Like,
honestly,
for Luke, I think it worked in The Mandalorian. Do it once for like a minute, cool. Then you move on. But then he was like one of the main characters in one of the episodes of Book of Boba Fett, and it was like, okay, just recast the character at this point. Like, if you're gonna have him stick around, it's just gonna get weird.
I mean, honestly, and there are good actors who could pick it up. I know that there was like a thing for a while where people wanted Sebastian Stan to play a young
he could
Luke,
still do it.
He could fucking do it. He looks like him.
Yeah, he's like the perfect age too for like post Return of the Jedi, but like not quite The Force Awakens. Yeah. So like, I think he's the perfect age for that. I'd love to see a Luke show starring Sebastian Stan. I think that'd be a lot of cool.
Yeah.
But did I say a lot of cool?
Yeah, but I knew what you meant, man.
That'd be really cool. Not a lot of cool.
That's a lot of coolness there.
Next thing when it comes to Star Wars, So we know Rogue Squadron was supposed to be a thing. There was supposed to be a Rogue Squadron movie. They said that one is being held off. That one's further down the road, as they said, meaning that movie's not going to happen. I promise.
Yeah, probably.
There were reports months ago saying that movie was straight up canceled. They're still trying to act like it's happening. Maybe it is though. I don't know. Maybe they came to a deal because next weekend is Star Wars Celebration, which is just Star Wars, which is just Comic-Con but Star Wars themed. Yeah. So maybe we'll get some announcements there. But I don't know. I don't really care about Rogue Squadron. Like,
no.
Whatever. I don't really like Patty Jenkins that much. So
no.
Yeah. So that was
Patty Jenkins doesn't like Patty Jenkins that much, man.
So Rogue Squadron was meant to be the next Star Wars movie, but now we know what the next Star Wars movie actually is. It still doesn't have a release date, but we know what's next, and that is Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie that he's working on.
Yeah.
I'm actually really excited for that.
I have mixed feelings because he can do some great shit and he's a great director. I love his movies, but do I want him to do a Star Wars one? I don't know.
I think he could fit the Star Wars vibe really well. I've seen all of his movies, like, you know, even outside of Marvel and stuff. I've seen all of his movies. I was the cool guy I knew who Taika Waititi was before he was even hired for Thor. But no, he has some good movies though, especially Jojo Rabbit. That's my favorite movie of his. Like, out of all of them, Jojo Rabbit is his best movie in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
and I think
for sure. I think one of his best too is What We Do in the Shadows, of course.
That's where I was introduced to him back when it was about a year after that movie came out is when I first saw that. Yeah, I that's where I met him. He's cool. I think he could really pull off Star Wars though. Like, he's got 2 movies coming out this year. So he's got Thor: Love and Thunder, and he's got another movie called Next Goal Wins, which is like a sports comedy movie. So, and then I feel like right after that he'll jump right into Star Wars, and I'm excited for it because the way they're describing it is like this is going to be the most unique Star Wars project we've ever done.
Fuck, I hope so.
Like, you know, this one probably isn't going to take place in that 60-year time span that they for some reason don't want to leave. Yeah,
which I really wish that they would just have some more creativeness, and that is one thing that I'm really hoping for with him.
It sounds like that's what he's going to bring to the table here, and I couldn't be more excited for it. I like Taika Waititi a lot.
Yeah, honestly, you've kind of convinced me now. I'm like, oh shit, man, he won me over. I have been beat.
The next thing on here is something that I know you'll absolutely love this. Rian Johnson is coming back to Star Wars.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
They said that he's still doing a new Star Wars movie, but it's being held off right now because he's doing Knives Out. They said he signed a massive deal with Netflix for Knives Out, which we know he's doing 2 movies back to back. So they said when he's done with Knives Out, though, he's going to jump into Star Wars again, which maybe a hot take. I'm completely fine with that. I don't like The Last Jedi. Like, I don't despise it, but I don't really like that movie at all. But I think it's because I think the main problem with that movie is he wanted to tell his own story.
Yeah.
And he made that very clear that he wanted to tell his own story, but he was restricted with the characters we already knew in the middle of a trilogy. And that was clearly not a good place for him. So I think if he can do whatever he wants, introduce new characters, go to a new world or something, I think he could pull it off. I think he could make a really good Star Wars movie.
I think it's a possibility. Like, why? Yeah, why not?
I understand you don't like him, but
now I looked at The Last Jedi from a purely movie point of view because I like to do that for all the Star Wars movies because you kind of notice that there's only really a couple really good ones done when you do it that way.
Right.
But even the first one, right? The first of the new sequel series, The Force Awakens, was like almost an exact repeat and remake of A New Hope, which is fine, cool, I get it. But even then, you have these really good characters that have a lot of room to build, and then Rian Johnson's like, no.
Yeah, I get that, but
Finn, honestly, just for what he did to Finn, who, as a redeemed stormtrooper, could have been such a great story, and instead he turned him into a bumbling fucking idiot being led everywhere. He turned him into the comic relief, and it was awful.
I don't mind the Rey character, but I think the story of a stormtrooper turning into a Jedi would have been a really cool story to do.
It would have been great. Honestly, Rey's too fucking perfect. That's why nobody likes her, because she's not a well-written character.
Yeah.
She has no conflict. She has no anything that she does. She immediately is great at. Every time she meets somebody, she's immediately trusted and loved. She is the exact example of a literary Mary Sue, and it sucks because she's a great actress. She doesn't deserve that. But
I apologize. I had to leave there for a second, guys. My neighbor was out front and needed my help with something. Or I just wanted to escape this 20-minute conversation of you guys journeying on about Star Wars. So,
well, I hope that's not the case, because I didn't hear any knocking or a doorbell. But whatever.
Okay.
I'm messing with you. But I'm going to bring up this comment, going back to Solo a little bit. I think a problem with Solo was that they killed Harrison's Han Solo, which big fans had an issue with. A few years later, Solo came out.
A few years. It wasn't even that long after.
It was about 3 years.
Was it 3 years?
Yeah, but I think 2.5. Yeah, no, because The Force Awakens was at the end of 2015, and then Solo was about halfway through 2018. Yep. So that was 2.5 years. But yeah, no, I agree. I don't think that was enough time. I don't think they gave it enough time. I think if they would have been making this movie now, people would be a little bit more open to it. But I think
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that too, actually.
Yeah.
All right.
Bad timing.
The Last Feminist. What?
Okay, I had to poke at that one.
Derpy is in a mood today.
Dude, I can honestly go on for hours about all the reasons why I think The Last Jedi was not just a bad Star Wars movie, but just a bad movie in general. And
I have an unpopular opinion on that kind of, but I want to bring up this comment first. It says, I don't know if anyone cares, but Power Rangers, yes, Power Rangers Mighty Morphin is getting a reunion special with the original cast for season 30. If any kid from the 90s care, just random news, that's all.
Yeah.
I mean, I never cared about Power Rangers, but
I did. All right, Kimberly was every man's first crush who was born in the 90s. All right.
See, that's the difference between you and I, Monte. I wasn't born in the 90s. You and I are a full decade apart from each other.
True. I was born in 93.
Yeah, we're exactly. I was born in 83. So, like,
I just want to point out the Soviet Union fell a little bit after that. Coincidence? Perhaps not. I've never been in the same room as the Soviet Union.
But
historian Monte for everybody there. All right. Sorry, Seth. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I was gonna. Hold on. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was just gonna say, for me, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I just missed it. Like, I was 13 when it came out, and I was just coming out of that, like, oh, this looks like it's for kids, and I'm not a kid anymore.
Exactly right.
But at the same time, I was freaking the hell out about Batman Forever. So, it was a hit or miss. It was a hit or miss for me.
Power Rangers taught me that every bad guy, if you stab him, sparks come out.
Come on, are we gonna talk about the flute? That it's not a flute, and that he doesn't even have a mouthpiece.
Lasers come out of it.
Yeah.
I'll say this.
Yeah, let's go ahead and say this, and then let's move on to the trailer talk stuff.
Yes,
okay.
No, I was saying after you say what you.
I know.
I just want to move forward.
I was just there's a lot of news, but yeah. I know people hate on The Last Jedi and stuff. I'll say this though, The Rise of Skywalker is a worse movie.
Oh, 100%, dude.
I know a lot of people would disagree with that. I know you don't, but The Rise of Skywalker is way worse than The Last Jedi. It
really is, man.
I'll be honest, The Rise of Skywalker might be my least favorite Star Wars movie. Like,
yeah, I would watch Phantom Menace on repeat for 24 hours straight instead of watching that fucking movie again.
Probably would too.
I need to see it again. I haven't seen it since it was in theaters.
Dude, that movie.
Yeah, I haven't either. I haven't wanted to watch it.
I don't even remember what I gave it on my grading.
I think you gave it like a C or something, like a C+ maybe. I don't remember though.
I remember that was my first movie review where I didn't take notes during the movie in theaters because I was.
You didn't have to.
well, no, it was just my evolution of becoming a YouTuber.
I remember that actually. Yeah.
Oh, God, dude.
I'm sorry, Seth. You said there's a lot more to talk about.
Yeah, but it's just this little stuff. Like I was gonna say, the release date for Mandalorian season 3. Cool. It's the end of this year, which isn't too super surprising. I'll throw one more thing that stands out because not everything else kind of iffy. I'll throw one more thing out. There's a show called Andor coming out. Do you remember Cassian Andor from Rogue One?
Oh yeah, everyone's so excited about that.
He's getting his own show, which is odd at first, but like it's kind of intriguing to me because what
is this the one with John Watts?
No, John Watts is doing something else. John Watts, we don't know anything about what he's doing. John Watts is doing like a coming of age, which is inspired by like 80s Amblin coming of age movies.
Right.
Which is interesting. But
it is interesting.
I guarantee you that's why he left Fantastic Four. But was to do that Star Wars show.
Or was asked to leave, whichever one.
Well, maybe both, maybe a bit of both, you know.
All right, yeah. So
anyway,
the show is coming, and
anyway, Andor is coming, and that's coming out this summer. That's already it's shot. That one's coming. This show though, because like it doesn't sound intriguing at all. You're like, oh, Andor, really? That guy from Rogue One? This show is 12 episodes, which when you know what Disney Plus, they usually go 6 episodes. This is 12 episodes. And it's already been renewed for season 3.
My God.
Season 1 hasn't even started yet. We don't even have a trailer for season 1 yet. Dude, and they've already renewed this for season 3.
Wow. I'll give it to Disney, man. They just go balls to the wall. They're like, we will send as many shows as we want until the enemy die.
They didn't even do that with The Mandalorian. Like,
they remind me of, like, speaking of the Russians and shit, they remind me of, like, their battle strategy in World War II. They're like, fuck it, we'll just keep throwing fucking movies at it until they run out of ammo.
I don't know. I mean, just they have something here. Like, there's something. Somebody has a story they want to tell with Andor,
I mean, statistically, somebody has to eventually. Fuck.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. This really won me over though. Like, it's the fact that it's already renewed for season 3 and it's 12 episodes long, like per season. That's kind of insane.
Derpy Gaming, stop lying. You're not done.
Yeah, I mean, read the next comment.
Oh, what's it say? Kenobi is gonna be pooped. Saw the leaks. It's bait and switch again. Yes,
yeah,
poop.
let's
That's a poop leak.
Let's not spoil what the leaks are, but I have seen them.
I guarantee it's probably going to be Kenobi.
Let
me guess.
No,
all right,
I have no idea what the leaks are, so please.
We will get.
I just said we're not going to talk about them. But
right, you're right. Never mind.
Now that I know that they're there, I am going to ask you guys backstage. God damn it! Thanks, Derpy.
I'm not going to tell you, so you can find them on your own.
All right,
hello, BB.
Fine, then I'm not your real dad. How about that?
Those are very different, I think.
So listen, okay, so they're gonna they gave that show 3 seasons, and we still haven't seen the first one. Sounds like they're pretty confident about it, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, especially coming from Disney. It's not a bad thing for them to be confident. Or maybe it is. I don't know, but we'll see. So with that being said, Seth, can you get rid of the thing there? Thank you. Let me get our next screen up. We got a couple trailers. One's a little older than the other one. As I said, we didn't do a drive-by on Monday because I had some things to take care of. But let's see here. So we're going to cover both of these trailers now. First one is going to be the movie Prey, which, if you guys don't know, Prey is a it's pretty much Predator sequel or prequel. I mean, right?
Yep.
Prequel. Yeah, prequel.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what I said. Prequel. It's gonna be a Predator prequel, and people have been like, how are you gonna do a prequel? All this stuff. You know, if you know anything about Predator mythology, which I know about a little bit, I know enough.
I'm here.
You know
for
that my man, Monte the man,
my man, you son of a bitch.
He the Predator. They obviously, through their mythology, they've come to Earth for many years in search for good competition or hunting down things, and that's kind of their thing that they do, right, Monte? They just come here to hunt things for fun.
Their entire species is just surrounded by the thrill of the hunt and the thrill of the challenge. And that's what they come to planet Earth for, because humans are pretty resilient and they like to come here, and they consider us one of their top game.
All right. Yeah, good. That they consider us one of their top game. Yep. Weird. Okay. I mean, I guess the Arnold Schwarzenegger one I could see kind of, but the Glover one, Danny Glover, like, all right. I mean, he's
too old for this.
I was just about to say he's too old for that shit. Jimbo says, I feel like the "not your real dad" thing should be groundbreaking news treatment. No, but I might add it to the intro.
You can't tell me what to do. I'm not your real dad. Wait, what?
Okay. Well, with that being said, a little preface there of what Predator is and who they are. Seth, can you turn the music down, please?
Can I? I don't know where to do that.
Oh, no, never mind.
Oh, there it is.
We can speak louder.
There we go. I think I got it.
Scream at the microphone.
So for anybody who doesn't know what we do when I play these trailers is I'm going to kind of jump in and out so the YouTube algorithm gods don't demonetize the channel or take us down off YouTube. But we're going to do it in like a breakdown sort of way. So we're going to just, kind of just watch what we watch and, chat about it as we go.
From the studio that brought you Aliens versus Predator.
Shut the fuck up.
From the
All right, here you go. Director of 10 Cloverfield Lane. I know two of us like this movie, and I know at least
I actually like it as well. I think it's a great one location movie.
There you go. Out of the park.
I'll say this. 10 Cloverfield Lane is one of my favorite movies. I don't know why, but it is.
It is weird that it is your favorite. That it is one of your favorite movies. Like it's a good one,
great,
but it's so odd. Just knowing the type of movies you like, that one is definitely an outcast of the movies you typically like.
I think it's because of the experience I had watching it. Because I went into the theater. I watched that movie in theaters. I had no idea what that movie was about before I watched it. Like
nice
whatsoever. So I went into that one like completely like I didn't even know the plot of it. Like I just went into that one completely blind. So that was fun.
Pray on me, Daddy, for this gen. Right? Sorry. What the fuck?
Pray on me, Daddy, for this gen. Right, sorry. I know I'm a jerk. I tried to read it in what I imagine his voice is.
All right.
Smooth yet elegant.
Very, very elegant. Almost like a Stewie Griffin, but slower. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Okay, so obviously this is going to take place, in the past. It's not going to be. It's not going to be
1984, Montana.
Right. I was one. The thing I'm going to go back to the fact the director of 10 Cloverfield Lane. I'm going to add this little note over the entire rest of the trailer. Is one thing that made 10 Cloverfield Lane so successful was its suspense. I think this movie is going to just build on that immensely. So, all right, let's continue here. All right, that was it.
Nice. Just a little teaser.
But yeah, that's all it is. Now, Seth, I don't think you're really into the Predator thing. Do you know much about?
Never seen Predator in my life.
Don't worry, Monte is here for you. Okay, well then let me before we break this down even further, let me just bring it on for Monte here. Monte, what is your thought on this little teaser trailer and the potential that it brings?
All right. So I, like you guys, I do think that 10 Cloverfield Lane was great, mostly because of the suspense. That being said, that is also what made the first Predator so fucking good. The director, all right? Same director as Lethal Weapon, fucking Die Hard. Master of suspense.
I fucked up. Sorry. Hold on. There we go. I pressed the wrong button. My bad.
Dude. He was a master at suspense, and that's what made the first
Richard Donner?
No. Oh fuck! Hold on.
Richard Donner did Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Let me show you. Hold on. He was the writer or whatever. Maybe you're right. Actually, I don't know. I figure for someone I praise so much, I would fucking know his damn name.
Boo this man, Seth.
Oh, John McTiernan.
Oh, okay. So he's the writer, not the director.
Yes, John
Okay.
McTiernan. All right, just fucking great at directing. Now, the first movie,
You
right,
mentioned both.
is so fucking good. Now, what is so good about it is the fact that we have all these really badass special forces dudes, right? The opening of the movie is pretty standard of an 80s action movie. It's almost it almost gets you in this false sense of like safety, because you're like, look at these big muscly bound jockey awesome dudes that we all know and love. Fucking Apollo Creed's here, they're gonna be fine. And then slowly but surely we see these big strong brooding badasses slowly become fucking terrified by something in the woods, and that just makes it so much better. And with
Yeah,
that
I
all
can see
being
that.
said, I think that this director understands suspense, and just for that sake alone, I do have some good hopes for this show or for this movie.
All right, good. That's a fair assessment. And Derpy Gaming says Monte from the studio that brought you Aliens versus Predator. Requiem.
Yeah.
So since Seth doesn't really know too much about Predator and all these things,
We gotta watch it, dude.
yeah, that's definitely, maybe we'll do a watch party. When is this releases in August? Maybe we should do a watch party before this comes out.
Dude, I love that.
The one thing that I really enjoy about this concept is, okay, so people are like, well, now they're going back into the past. Like, how's this even competition? I would like to venture to say this is like a competition, like when you have, just like the president, when the president wants to go hunting, they have the birds in the cage and they release the bird in front of them and he gets to shoot the bird, and everyone applauds for the president being such a good hunter. I feel like this might be kind of in that light. This is almost like a training mission, or maybe a training mission, or even more so like a keeping tasks on the evolution of us mission.
Yeah.
For the Predators. That just the small little theory. We have very little to go on when it comes to the teaser that they give us. But with that being said, what do you think about my opinion with that, Monte? Do you think am I on the mark, or do you think I'm just way off base?
No, I mean honestly, that's not a bad thought, man. Like Predator 2, we get to see a couple cool little tidbits, right? Where he throws the little flintlock pistol to Danny Glover, insinuating that they have been there for a long time and they're going to keep coming back, right?
Yeah.
And this was not a part of the official lore or any bullshit like that, okay? But fan-made movie. It's called Predator Dark Ages, and it is on YouTube for free. These fucking mad lads got together and made an amazing little 30-minute Predator movie where it is set in the Dark Ages with a Crusader and a Saracen soldier fighting together against the damn Predator, who they think is a fucking demon. And I love the idea already of people who don't have firearms, something that us in modern movies are so used to, and even as Americans we're kind of used to thinking, oh, just fucking shoot him, he's an alien. And now it's the American frontier, we can assume. I think it's a great place for it. And honestly, knowing what I do know about the Predators, the Yaja or whatever they're called, oh yeah, I know the lore. Delicious lore. I think it'll be good. They love a fair fight, and
good. And this actually goes, they are great sportsmen for sure. One other thing that this also brings into the light is kind of the Steven Spielberg way of thinking. Steven Spielberg came out with that movie, what is it, Aliens versus Cowboys or something like that?
Oh yeah.
Which I never actually saw. It kind of got middle of the road reaction to it, but he brought up a good point when he made that movie, and he goes, if we've been visited by aliens, chances are we've been visited by aliens for many, many, many centuries. So why are all the alien movies that we see in current times?
Yeah. Did you say Cowboys versus Aliens?
Yeah.
That was Jon Favreau.
I think Spielberg was a part of it though.
Yes. Spielberg
might have been
definitely
a producer.
He was definitely part of the Spielberg wheelhouse of thinking. Like it was either his idea and he pitched it, or helped write it. I don't know, but he was definitely a part of that production for sure.
With a movie like Predator, I just feel like less is more. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
less is more sometimes. You don't need flashy special effects and everything else to get a really good horror story. In the Predator movie, okay, again, coming back to it, we don't even see the fucking thing until like 50 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
Just think about that for a second.
It's like Jaws. It's like Jaws.
Yes, Jaws.
Yeah.
So the new Predator movie with Shane Black, who's also one of the dudes who gets fucking whacked in the first one, you'd figure he'd know what he's doing, right? No, the Predator was fucking awful. Honestly, it represents everything that is wrong with modern cinema. And
Really?
yes,
I've actually
full-heartedly believe that.
I have seen that movie, and that's weird because every time someone asks me, like, "Have you ever seen a Predator movie?" I'm like, "No." I always forget that I've seen that movie until it comes up in the conversation,
Dude,
and
it's
then
so
I remember that
bad.
I've seen it. That movie was not good.
No, it was
Like-
awful. I love the idea that a veteran or like a guy who's like, yeah, I tried to shoot myself. So they're like, oh, you're going to fucking prison. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, yeah, that's where he would go. It's like, that makes fucking sense. And then they have, for some reason, an Irish guy who somehow joined the Marines and is also going to prison for some reason from the VA that also happens to be a secret government facility for fucking aliens. That's just a regular VA where guys go to get their fucking prescriptions refilled and shit.
What the
It's so stupid, dude.
I've never seen that movie. It sounds absolutely crazy. You know what else sounds crazy? Derpy. I think Derpy smoked some pot, which I'm cool with, man. But like, so Seth, basically, The Predator is a movie, is a new biopic about Sean Connery, a successful actor being attracted to a younger actress. Laugh my ass off. Monte, the twist at the end is a killer. No, the real Predator movie with Sean Connery is the actress that he's in love with running away from him because he keeps slapping the shit out of her.
Yeah, every once in a while, I give my wife a light schmack.
Right, because Sean Connery's known for hitting the women. All right,
it's a light schmack. It's good.
Just a light schmack. Just to remind him who's Bosch.
I think it'll be good. I have high hopes for it.
When I first heard the concept, I was like, nah. Then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, like that meme. Like I really started getting a little bit more excited about it for the potential, not for the potential of what type of storytelling it could tell, but how this could really be set up for that suspenseful type of thing. I love suspense in movies. I really do. And I think that's one of the reasons why I like Knives Out. I found Knives Out to be suspenseful. Personally.
That I will give it credit for. There was very good suspense in there.
Okay. Yes, Seth.
Like I said, I've only seen the most recent Predator movie, but like, I'm actually excited for this, and that does mostly have to do with the director. But I don't know. I feel like I'm curious to see this world now, especially in this time. I think it takes place over 300 years in the past.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited for it, man. And again, I do heavily recommend anybody listening, as well as you two, Predator Dark Ages. It is free to watch on YouTube, and it is goddamn beautiful.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Predator Dark Ages. All right. Well, Seth, remind me to put a link to that in the description below, or if you can do it. I don't know if you can or can't, but
all right.
We'll try to put the description.
Monty's seal of approval. Monty's classic movies.
No, I love YouTube movies. I really do. Like fan-made movies there's something about them that's just a little bit better.
There's a lot of love, dude. That's why,
especially for the Friday the 13th franchise.
Yes.
The what's it called? Don't Go Hiking Alone was a really good one. They just came out with a new one. I cannot remember the name of it. Oh, I mean, it's like Camp Run or something like that. Yeah. And actually, the actor who plays Jason Voorhees in that movie just became friends with us on Facebook.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. So it's another one. Anyway, going down a rabbit hole. Had to do a little bragging there. All right, so Prey teaser breakdown. I'm looking forward to it. Seems like Seth, who's barely knows anything about the franchise, is looking forward to it. Monty's looking forward to it. Are you guys looking forward to it? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you. All right, so moving to our last discussion here.
Let's get it.
I don't know. Okay, Monty's really excited to talk about this.
I am not excited about it, but I kind of am. I'll be honest. Let's get into it. I'm sorry.
I couldn't tell if you're being serious or not.
God, dude, neither can I anymore. Fuck it.
All right. This is the new She-Hulk trailer, which, you know what? Let's just start the trailer and go from there. How about that? There we go.
Being a superhero.
Can you guys hear that? Okay.
Yeah.
Trial by fire. Who's gonna protect the world? It's not people like you.
I'm Jennifer Walters. I'm a lawyer.
Okay. So, just from the little bit we've seen, that little part right there. And again, if you guys don't remember, I'm going to keep jumping in and out, keep the algorithm gods happy. What are your first thoughts on a She-Hulk movie? And that first that first look that we got with the legs and her ass and all that stuff. How does this movie feel to you as of now, Seth?
I mean, based on what we just saw.
Well, and your all around general like hype for the movie.
I mean, I'm excited for it. Like, I'll say this: one of the biggest things. It's a show, by the way. It is not.
That's what I mean. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know. I was only clarifying because my biggest point with this is the show is not 6 episodes long. It is 9 episodes long, which good. Maybe Disney is finally getting away from the 6 episode structure because that has done nothing but not work. So
I have a theory about that 6 episode structure, but we'll talk about that later.
All right,
go ahead.
Yeah, this show is 9 episodes long, and She-Hulk's a pretty popular character. I know people were like, "Oh, why are you just doing Hulk, but a female?" It's like, well, she's different enough. Like, she doesn't grow into a giant monster. She grows taller and it's a muscle, but like, she doesn't turn into a hulking monster, you know. And she's a lawyer. Hulk's not a lawyer. And She-Hulk breaks the 4th wall. Hulk does not break the 4th wall. Hulk breaks other walls. She
Hulk
breaks the 4th
wall.
She breaks
wall though.
She breaks the 4th wall, and that's what she was really popular for. And there were a bunch of people that were like, "Oh, so she's stealing from Deadpool." She did it first. She-Hulk did it first. So,
Monte,
yeah.
What's your hype for this at all?
You know, it's about the same as for really any Marvel show in Phase 4. You know, it's content, I guess. Thanks, I guess.
All right.
And at least she's a lawyer, so you know that she's probably not a good person.
Oh, God damn, Monte. Okay. All right. Let's watch a little bit more of this.
Have great friends. Can we get some shots, please? It's an emergency. Demanding job.
We just started a superhuman law division, and I want you to be the face of it.
And a frustrating.
Wait.
Yep, that was the Abomination.
Is that who that was?
Yeah, that was Tim Roth.
Come on, what's it?
Who apparently is not stuck as the Abomination like we thought he was. He could just change. It's whatever. It's whatever's good for the plot.
Yeah, well, his character is number one, like just very confusing. Like he, not only is like what you said, he's typically stuck as the Abomination, but like now, like they've even changed the Abomination's look so much that it doesn't even look, at least from what I see in this trailer, doesn't look anything like he used to.
So wild. A continuity issue with Marvel? What?
Yeah.
They're so good at it.
Well, to be fair though, their continuity issue is with the one, like the movie that is still owned by Universal. So like,
yeah, that's true.
There's a little bit of leeway, especially with this multiverse thing. They can kind of play into that a little bit.
Good point.
You didn't ask for this, but you still got to deal with it.
All right, so we still got Professor Hulk here.
Of any woman just existing.
Oh hell yeah, that's very empowering to women.
Transform, I'm gonna die.
Okay.
That's beautifully feminist, I guess. It's like, no, we're not all emotional, and then they're like immediately there's like, anger and fear is like the baseline for being a woman. It's like, holy shit, dude, no.
I think Monty's got some disdain.
Okay, I do.
Okay,
all right,
so,
there's a lot of disdain for this because of they're taking a good character, but because modern writers have no goddamn creativity, they're taking a good character and then they're just putting their own bullshit on them instead of having a reasonably flawed character who we can all relate with. They're going to have a character who's already fucking perfect. And they just said, like, you don't choose. I can tell, dude, because it's Marvel. The only flawed character they have had so far is kind of Wanda, and really the reason that she's flawed is just because the writers decided so.
I mean,
at random points.
What about Tony Stark?
He is a great anomaly, and I honestly, yeah, that was the only example.
You're gonna challenge Seth, okay? All right. Let's
go. Let's get it.
Finish up. Let's see what else we got here.
Yes. No.
I just want to be a normal, anonymous lawyer. Can you tell us what?
All right, so
And why'd you get in the machine with your cousin?
right. Well, right.
I just want to be normal.
As you know, somebody like me who just doesn't know anything about this property or anything like that. Like I don't know why she becomes She-Hulk. I don't know.
According to the lore
reasons
and the comics, all right, She-Hulk is supposed to basically she is Hulk's cousin, and he has to do a blood transfusion to save her life. So she reluctantly becomes She-Hulk. In this, she's just in a fucking room, and he's gonna blast her with radiation to be like, "All right, hey, it's gonna suck though."
Well,
and then she's like, "I don't want to be it," but then it just happens.
We see a car accident at the beginning of it.
We do kind of, but we don't know if she caused it or.
I'm
like, it's kind of. I don't mean it like that. I mean like implied, like, oh, does she throw it somewhere? Is somebody being evil? Who knows? Maybe it's a car crash. Who knows?
I don't know. I
know she's not fucking bleeding, so. And she seems to be standing fine in that room.
Yeah. Well, it's one thing I am going to say, and I know everyone has already said it, but the CGI does not look great.
That's yeah.
I know there's some.
Great.
It doesn't look great, but I understand these are TVs, the TV shows. This isn't the same budget as a motion picture, but
my favorite part's coming soon.
If you have the technology, just use it, right? All right.
Yeah.
Normal, anonymous lawyer. Can you tell us where She-Hulk is? Jen, you're a story now. Girl, your ass looks crazy right now.
Don't objectify us unless we say so.
Okay. Sorry.
You could be an Avenger. Oh, I'm not a superhero. That is for billionaires and narcissists and adult orphans for some reason.
Oh yeah, totally. Like Thor, Ant-Man, Vision. Let's see, any of the other fucking massive amounts of heroes. Let's see, Captain Marvel, right? She's totally any of those.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I haven't given you my opinion on this so far. I'm actually fairly excited for this. Just because it's something different. It's something new. It's something that I'm not over the top. I'm not like uber, like looking forward to it. It's going to really depend on the first episode. Because it does remind me of like that 90s TV show, that kind of dramedy 90s TV show. And a lot of the comparisons I've heard is Ally McBeal.
Yeah, that's funny.
But like I don't mind that sort of thing. I like that sort of sense of humor, and I think I don't know, much like what I was hoping Hawkeye was going to be was like this kind of Christmas, episodic show, which it kind of didn't really do justice what I wanted it to do. I'm hoping in the same light that this show will kind of deliver that sort of 90s, dramedy sort of vibe. I'd like to see a show like that also happens to have a green enraged monster as the lawyer, so like I don't know, there's something intriguing about it to me. Again, I don't know anything about She-Hulk, so
interject.
Objection.
Me ask for continuance.
Well, she doesn't
I know she
like
doesn't talk like it, but I like to think like that.
All right,
she reminds me of you'll see it actually soon. Here we go.
All right, let's finish this up here. Mouse. There you are. There was Abomination, yeah.
Is there anything more depressing than dating in your 30s?
Yeah, this is the best date I've had in a while.
Oh.
Should we split some fries?
Let's get those to go.
She-Hulk wants snoo.
She-Hulk smash.
Oh my fucking god, dude!
I'm proud of Disney for even showing that in the trailer. Like I really am. Like it shows that they're going to be pushing the envelope for Disney content. I don't know if Bob Iger would have ever let that happen. You literally, they didn't even hint at it. They pretty much told you, oh yeah, She-Hulk's gonna be fucking in this.
She-Hulk's
so like
fuck. Full frontal.
Full frontal rage.
Full frontal. She's gonna fucking kill a man.
With her vagina. All right.
Vagina powers.
She's just squeeze him and he just pops.
What happens
like
if she gets fucking hangry?
Listen, we can do this all day. Let's jump into the comment section. I see. Oh, Aaron White showed up. Princess Fiona looks better as a CGI character.
Holy shit, dude. Princess Fiona.
That's a good one, man. Thanks for chiming in, Aaron.
Fuck, dude, that's funny.
Good to see you, buddy. Jimbo, Film Trigger She-Hulk review. It's Ally McBeal without the eating disorders. 4 out of 5 stars. Oh, you guys are lighting it up in the comments. Thank you. Made my day. Okay, so if I can get my mouse to work for me here, I keep trying to pause on certain things. It's not letting me.
Honestly, I hope that they kind of learn their lesson. Again, like what you guys said, the whole 6-episode recipe that they got.
Yeah.
Well,
my theory with the 6-episode recipe thing is more of a it's more of an issue of I feel like some of the shows that they did that with made 6 episodes. I feel like maybe conceptually, maybe some of those were supposed to be movies.
They were.
Loki
and Hawkeye were meant to be movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
But because of COVID, they kind of moved it over to Disney. Is that right?
Well, that didn't have anything to do with COVID, no. But
See, I kind of theorized that had to do with COVID. I didn't know that. But yeah, so to me, like they had some of these series come out and do a 6-parter because they were supposed to be movies. So let's make it kind of a shorter miniseries, but then they try to keep with that with other series. But I think they're learning their lesson from that now.
I would have rather them just do straight to Disney Plus movies. Like I would have been fine with that. Like 2-hour, I think it would have.
Yeah, I think the series did make it a little bit more convoluted than what we were hoping.
Yeah.
But I wanted to bring up this one shot if I can get it. So close. Okay, so Abomination, man. It's a great way to describe this. I just, this is not the Abomination. Like, listen, it bothers me. It's the same thing that always bothers me when they have a costume change in a movie. They don't explain the costume change. It's a different costume for different costume's sake, mostly for like Man of Steel, who had a different costume in Batman v Superman with no explanation. Like, wait, hold on. How would you alter this indestructible, Superman costume?
I got it tailored.
Alfred's really good at stuff.
Alfred's really good.
But this is like, they're just, besides this like weird bone thing in the middle of his chest, he just looks completely different. And I don't understand the fucking fins. I know he probably had him in the comic or in the comics or something like that. But like, I don't see anything wrong with the original one anyhow. But yeah, go ahead, Seth.
I'm glad they changed the design because
you would be because you're a grumpy old man.
No, you're a grumpy old man. No, that Incredible Hulk movie, that was an abomination, especially his design.
Oh man, Seth throwing shade at one of the greatest Hulk movies ever made.
That's not saying much.
No, it's not.
Eric Bana one.
I'd rather watch that than the Incredible Hulk.
I love the Incredible Hulk. I really thoroughly enjoy that movie, and maybe that's why I have some issue with this because they're just changing things that I love. I don't know, but overall, I am looking forward to this. I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a fun change of pace, especially when it comes to tone and stuff like that. That looks funny.
Fucking blows her eardrums out.
I'm trying to.
She-Hulk goes deaf.
Oh, looks like Peggy Bundy's in this. Nice. I'm trying to.
I think I know what you're looking for.
I know. I'm trying to figure out who the fuck that is.
I know. Yeah, I know exactly who it is. Hold on. When we get to it.
Yeah. Who is that?
It's a Power Ranger, dude.
His
That's what I
name,
thought.
his name is Frogman. He is an
Oh.
actual character from the comics, and his superpower is that he can jump high. And the thing is, though, is that that's not even a superpower. He needs the suit for it. He can't do it without the suit.
I wonder if the show is going to be about people trying to steal his suit technology.
No,
That'd be a good
nobody
direction.
wants
Marvel's
this.
never done that.
Nobody wants this, right? Yeah,
Not like
right.
Black Panther, Ant-Man, Iron Man.
Right, yeah, all of them.
That is
Dude,
Frogman.
This is the dumbest fucking character.
Yeah.
Since I know that, like the second you said that, Seth, this sounds like the dumbest character, and I hope
I'd rather it
they
be a Power
play
Ranger.
into that. I hope they play into that.
With this suit design, they're absolutely going to play into that.
I hope they play into that.
We're not supposed to take this seriously. His name is Frogman. Like
Jimbo says, isn't this how he looked in Shang-Chi? Yes, it is.
Yeah, for about
except a little bit cleaner. I could tell he's that TV series rubbery in this one. But
Also,
yeah, it's the same design.
Yeah, Wong is in this show too. He's not in the trailer, but
he is everywhere.
He is everywhere. Yeah.
Wong is going to be the new leader of the Avengers.
Honestly, why not? Just give Wong a standalone movie at this point.
Nah,
He was in No Way Home. He was in Shang-Chi. He was in he's going to be in She-Hulk. And that's not even including the Doctor Strange movie.
Right, yeah.
He's everywhere.
So, okay, well, there it is. Basically, there's the She-Hulk trailer. I don't see anything wrong with it. I kind of like the change of pace a little bit from the Marvel stuff. I think it'll be fun. But I also am a decade older than Monte and 2 decades older than Seth. And so I grew up in a different era that I think this is trying to target. I think it's trying to target people that come from my era. So I don't know. With that being said, Seth, overall, what is your hype for this movie? Are you excited to see this?
Yes. This has been my most anticipated show for a while. Like even last year, like my 2 most anticipated were Hawkeye at number 1 and then She-Hulk. So
Hawkeye really disappointed you, huh?
Yeah, She-Hulk is definitely the one I'm most excited. Yes, it did. Yeah, for the ones coming up, She-Hulk is the one I'm most excited for.
All right. Monte just hates it because he's just he's got toxic masculinity all the way.
Honestly, I just want well-written characters, and it's already hard to do that when so She-Hulk was already someone who was made just because someone thought, hey, wouldn't it be great if Hulk was a woman and hot? It's not at all like the other characters who were made to be, like mirroring other characters, Batwoman, Batgirl, Super, all that shit. And that's kind of where I'm like thinking like, all right, you guys have a chance to maybe, make it something different. Like maybe she feels confident whenever she's like She-Hulk and where, she's not like her normal human form. And then this, we just kind of see her where she's kind of a cocky asshole both ways. So it's just like, oh, cool. So you gave a narcissist superpowers. It's like, that's going to be great.
Hey, it's whatever, man. I'm
the age gap between her and her cousin is like fucking 40 years, but
I wonder if they're going to toy with that storyline that was in the comics where they hooked up.
Let's hope they do.
Ooh, I hope not. Well, I own the comic book that happened in too.
Her being so promiscuous, she's going to realize that pieces and parts don't fit unless you're also a Hulk, and that's how it's going to start.
She-Hulk wants snoo.
Yeah, I told you, man. If they're going to do it, I swear to God,
there's going to be a skeleton of a dude with a big smile on his face, smoking a cigarette.
There just needs to be a Hulk smash reference if they're going to go into the bedroom. Anybody like her or Banner, somebody go into the bedroom with a normal human. They have to say Hulk smash.
My God, Bruce, that's your
my wish list. That's my wish list.
Cousin.
Through marriage.
Fuck yeah.
Oh man. She was the worst. She has the worst superhero landing. Oh, I missed the superhero landing. Do you know where that is, Seth?
It's right towards the end.
Yeah, it's closer to the end.
Let's see.
I'm gonna become the biggest Frogman fan.
I'm guessing that
just get a Frogman.
There's a view for you.
There's somewhere else where it's like her and Hulk jumping and landing together.
Oh, not this one.
Yeah, it's
it's back a little bit.
Yeah, it's where like, oh yeah, I don't want to be a superhero. And then
Yeah, there.
Yep, there you go.
That is for billionaires and narcissists.
Oh, hold on.
That is for billionaires and narcissists.
Okay, shut the fuck up.
For billionaires and narcissists.
Oh, I'm not a superhero.
Well, I mean,
She's practicing.
yeah, I mean, she does kind of look like she's taking a
Landed
shit.
with her hands on her knees and like doing the Megan Thee Stallion kind of fucking stance.
Yeah, she does look like she's dropping a deuce. I'm not gonna lie. Good catch, Jimbo.
She's doing the frog jump like she was taught.
Oh,
I was
that's where
instructed by the best.
that's where his character comes into play.
Yeah,
He's the one
teaches her
that
how to
teaches her how to
jump.
land. Yeah, but Hulk's superhero landing is on point. he knows how to do it. He's seasoned. That's funny.
All those times him falling on his ass from Thanos whooping his shit.
Just starts twerking after.
Do it for the TikTok.
Well, I mean, with I could see Banner doing that. Yeah, come on, do it for TikTok. Stay green.
I'm a big fucking clown now.
The Russo brothers ruined me. All right. Oh man, well, I think that's it, guys. I think that's what we have.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to add to the show? Anything that maybe we didn't touch base on that you want to put in real quick, or do you think we pretty much covered all of our bases today?
You got it.
Good. Okay, don't
You
joke.
got it all.
I like it.
All right. Well, everyone who joined us in the chat today, thank you so much. We do not have this channel without you. Now, obviously, Film Trigger's going through a slight change. If you can't tell, aesthetically, but also just in the direction that the channel is going. I'm still doing movie reviews, but their movie reviews and stuff like that they're going to be lesser. But we're going to start doing more content for you, like drive-by news, live watch parties, things like this. But more live-driven episodes. Because that's really where we're happy. And we really enjoy doing this. We really enjoy having this camaraderie, sitting, talking, agreeing, disagreeing. It's a lot of fun for us. It's really a lot of fun for us when you guys join us in the chat. And if you could, since we're all taking time out of our day here, man, just hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, help this channel grow. Because we want to grow. We want to grow with Derpy. We want to grow with Jimbo. We want to grow with Aaron White. All three of our fans. We want to grow with you guys, and you guys be the OGs. But yeah, please subscribe to our channel. And Seth, thank you for joining us. Monte, I appreciate you joining us as well.
Thanks
Always
for
a
having
pleasure,
me,
of course. And we will be back here this Friday at I think 7 p.m. Maybe we can get Ramon to join us if he's not stuck up Amber Heard's ass. Because he is. Seth, can you get rid of the call us live thing?
Yep.
Thank you. Aaron White. Sounds good to me. Oh, Aaron White. Yes. Speaking of which, Aaron White, I haven't added it yet, but Aaron White has a new editorial badge here at Film Trigger because he's helping me out with some behind the scenes things, sending me some links and stuff like that. Aaron White's really stepped up. He's also an admin on our Facebook page, which is called Movie and Entertainment Talk. So, but anyway, things are coming. We're changing the direction of the channel, and I'm really excited for it. I really am. And I want to thank you guys so much for supporting us. And as always, stay trigger happy, my friends. Peace.